Okay, so guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're keeping well. Now, just very quickly, just a quick introduction before we proceed into the segment today, and that is Sadiq Khan. Previously, we've discussed and we've agreed that Sadiq Khan by no means deserves a knighthood. In fact, what he does deserve is to be fired. He deserved no third term. I don't know how he got back in office for a third term. He did not deserve that in any way, shape or form. He's behind on all targets. He is absolutely incompetent. The funding that's going towards him, I don't know where the funds are being allocated and implemented to. He's behind on all housing targets. He's behind on tackling crime. Even though crime has been going down and has been dipping in other parts of England, in London, crime is still through the roof. Knife crime is still through the roof. You can't take your phone out in London. You're getting robbed like crazy. In these past couple of weeks, the amount of robberies I've seen with my own two eyes, just these past couple of weeks, has well and truly been embarrassing. You know, seeing phones get swiped from people's hands, etc. And what does Sadiq Khan say? He says we need to speak with manufacturing companies that manufacture these phones to render them useless after they've been stolen. Like, the guys, he hasn't even got a clue, Sadiq Khan, honestly. But this video is going to be more specifically related to the Chris Cabot case. You know, Shaun Bailey's basically he's having his take on this, and he's basically saying that black people are basically a political tool. They're being used politically. I've been saying this for the longest time. The left always use black people because black people are very emotional people. Anything, black people are very quick to react to anything that's being said, and Sadiq Khan knows this, he understands this. He doesn't care for black people. I'm telling you this firsthand, he couldn't care less, you know, for black people. Sadiq Khan is very much interested in only one ideology, and that's Islam. That's it. He puts his energy into Ramadan. He puts his energy into letting the world know that he is a Muslim mayor. He puts his energy into the lights, into creating, you know, the best efforts for Islam. And when it comes to Christianity, he just puts a tree in Trafalgar Square and lights it up, and that's all you get, basically. So that's it. The black community, you are absolutely being used politically. You know, he just doesn't care. You know, I know the black community like to think that we're on the left, we're all Labour, you know, we can do it, we all support each other. Doesn't work like that. He's not on your team. You know, and if he was on your team, then do you know what he would have done? He would have cracked down on knife crime and saved black lives. But he hasn't, because he don't care. So he's just, you know, when it comes to interviews and he's being, you know, interviewed and they're basically pulling him up on this, he basically just uses language to just swerve the questions. You know, he's never ever going to give you a direct answer. He will keep on swerving because that's not his vision for London, you know. And it's unfortunate, you know, because the black people class him as, yes, we're on the same team, when in reality he's not on your team. But anyway, guys, I'm going to be watching what Shaun Bailey had to say. It's just a very quick video. The introduction was probably longer than the video, but yeah, let's get straight into it.
I don't know how many times I have to say this about the position the black community finds itself in. I'm going to try to express it to you in a different way. There's a growing feeling amongst black people in London, particularly parents, that we are being used politically. The fact that people in positions of power, of prominence, some linked to the GLA, including the mayor, came out and made this about race before they had any idea if it had anything to do with race, is a use of the black community. Some of the comments made in the press are disgusting. When you bear in mind it is our children who bear the brunt of being groomed into gangs. It is our children who bear the brunt of knife and gun crime. But yet, people in this building, including the mayor, which is particularly bad, knowing what he knew, yeah, ran out and made it about race. Ran out and tried to score political points. I want you to think for a second what it's like to have to keep your own children inside from other children who look like them because of what other people, mainly white professional people in this building, are saying. Think that through. So when people ask for an inquiry, hell yes to an inquiry. I have a 15-year-old son at home who hangs around with me, not because he wants to, because it makes him feel safe. And comments from this building made him feel at risk, put him at risk. So before we reject this, we should be supporting this, because the people who did this must not be allowed to do it again. It is wrong on a level that is causing death and mayhem in the black community. It is unfair.
Okay, so guys, that pretty much wraps up the segment. You know, Shaun Bailey had a few decent points to bring up in relation to Sadiq Khan race baiting, in relation to the Chris Kaba incident. You know, he went straight to race. You know, he played the race card, and unfortunately, black people on the left fell for it again, and they were like, oh my days, yes, it is racism. Even though there's footage of Chris Kaba doing whatnot in the nightclub, chasing people down, etc. Even though there's footage of him not stopping the vehicle and ramming the vehicle into officers, they still said that, yeah, you know, it's absolute racism. You know, the officers shouldn't have shot him in the head. So where else should he have shot? Should have shot the tire and stopped the vehicle. Honestly, man, some of what I was hearing after this Chris Kaba incident, you know, it's so painful that the black community is just not holding other black people in the community accountable. We just won't do that. It's always someone else's fault. Never the musician's fault, never the drill rapper's fault, never the gangster's fault, never the gang banger's fault, never. It's always someone else's fault, you know, and we need to change our mentality. And on top of that, we need to understand certain people in power that just don't have the black community's best interest at heart. And one of them is absolutely Sadiq Khan. A lot of black youth have been dying. If Sadiq Khan was not a Pakistani man, was a white man, then the black community will say, yeah, we knew it. You know, he just doesn't care about black people. Well, because he's a Pakistani man, they don't really use that kind of rhetoric. So they kind of give him, you know, a free pass. You know, but you should be holding people like Sadiq Khan accountable, because there is, the numbers of deaths in relation to black boys is astronomical, and it's rising. So yeah, yeah. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.